I'm Dr. Edward Chan. I have my doctorate in psychology, as well as my master's in nutritional medicine. I have a double master's actually, one in nutritional medicine and one in learning. And also a degree in psychology and numerous certification in nutritional therapy, psychonutritional therapy. I was licensed with Dr. Daniel Ammon with the Ammon Clinics, whereby we learn how to do brain spec scanning and prescribe brain health nutritional medicine to help people recover from brain injuries and also general brain health. In short, I am the clinical director for WellLab, premier laboratory in Malaysia, whereby our mission is to help people get access to very early diagnosis of disease before there's even any clinical symptoms. So this will help people prevent the onset of disease at a very early stage, whereby they have absolute confidence to overcome all the chronic diseases, but also prevent. Prevention is our main objective. I'm also a psychologist and run the International Psychology Center, where we believe a really holistic approach to psychological health and physical health. So the brain and the mind, we believe, are one. What is telomere? It is a length, a tail cap at the end of our cells, which when we were born, it has its maximum length. And every time our cells divide, which we will do so, in order for us to maintain our physical well-being, in terms of for us to do cells repair and all that, the telomere length get shortened. So telomere length is intimately linked to aging and the development of age-related diseases, by which we means anything from cancer to dementia to diabetes, all these age-related diseases. Telomere length has a very neat way for us to understand diseases and aging. There are established evidence to prove that the shorter the our telomere length is, the more age-related diseases we have. But it will be able to reset itself due to an enzyme, the telomerase. So as we age more and more, this enzyme do not work as well. As our immune system get compromised, it also compromises this enzyme. So the re-lengthening of the telomere length get compromised. So our telomere don't get back to its original length. And so as a result, it gets shorter and shorter. And as it gets shorter, we have more and more diseases. Our immune system get lower and lower until when we have no more telomere and we die, right? So this is basically the Havlik theory of aging. All right, there are many different theories of aging, like the most popular one is through wear and tear, like a machine. But now we have more and more evidence to suggest it is due mainly to the telomere. Right? So if we can find ways to stabilize the shortening of the telomere or even re-lengthen it, then theoretically we might even be immortal from biologically anyway. It doesn't prevent us being killed by accident or anything like that. So that is the holy grail of a lot of anti-aging experts these days. In fact, we are involved in various experiments and collaborators, from using various supplements to stem cells to do that. And we believe that there is good possibility and we have preliminary evidence to suggest we can. Certainly to stabilize it, prevent the acceleration of the shortening, which is happening more and more due to all sorts of stress in the world. We know, for example, CEOs have the fastest acceleration of their telomere shortening, as well as mothers of special needs children. So in other words, people with the higher amount of stress will get the highest amount of shortening. If you look at President Obama, you can see he had white hair very fast after he became president. So that is a testimony that stress lead to aging, and that is highly correlated with the shortening of telomere. Naturally, there are a number of supplements that have been found in nature, such as green tea extracts. There are research papers published in peer-reviewed, highly respectable peer-reviewed journal, as well as extracts from astragalus, also found to be able to stabilize the shortening of telomere. There are a number of other natural ingredients such as glutathione, pine bark extracts. So all these definitely natural ingredients without side effects that can be used. We are the only laboratory in Malaysia and even in the region in Asia to offer a telomere length test that we provide to doctors and to members of the public. It's a simple blood test, and from which we are able to calculate the length of your telomere and also how it compares with other people of your age. So in other words, whether relative to your average age, whether you are performing better or worse. And of course, then we can have an objective measure for before you start any supplementation and then compare to the after. So this is a very objective way. We have other tests that are also able to do the indirect measurements of telomere. For example, a very cheap test is called homocysteine. It's like about 100 ringgit or so. You can do that, and there are evidence to link the high homocysteine level. Your ideal homocysteine level should be around 6, but by anything like much higher than that, like above 10 or so, then it's linked to acceleration of the shortening of telomere. So the way we know to prevent homocysteine is a number of cofactors. But the problem is a number of us, most of us might have a genetic mutation whereby these cofactors are blocked from being absorbed. For example, vitamin B6, B12, folate, these can be blocked if you have a mutation, either partial blocking or total blocking. Thereby taking a lot of normal vitamins might not help you. So we might need something more specific or more advanced. For example, methylated brain active form of some of these vitamin Bs. In our lab, we offer this genetic test. It's called an advanced methylation detox test to see whether you have these blockages. So a number of diseases, psychiatric diseases from autism to schizophrenia are linked to people having these genetic mutations, whereby they cannot produce cofactors or cofactors do not work. Therefore, their brain chemicals are not properly produced. I keep very active interest in anti-aging medicine. A number of years ago, we have heard about telomere in our research. From there, I was looking for the way to test telomere length. We found a lab that we were able to collaborate in US to help us do that. And since then, we have offered this test to many anti-aging doctors in Malaysia, who then in turn offer it to their patients. Telomere length gets shortened as the cells divide, as we have more and more stress. But the telomerase is able to reset the length, to re-lengthen it. So that is provided the telomerase is working well. As we get older, as our immune system gets compromised, then our telomerase is not able to function optimally. So our telomere length do not get back to its original length as it gets shorter. So that's a relationship. If our telomerase, we need telomerase to keep the telomere length stable, right? And then re-lengthen. Every time it gets shortened, the telomerase help it to re-lengthen. We need to boost up our telomerase, in other words. So when we're talking about the supplement just now, it is actually the function to boost up the telomerase, indirectly stabilize and re-lengthen the telomere length. Telomere length will get shortened and shortened, not able to re-lengthen itself. It is an enzyme. It needs various cofactors to activate it. To sum up, we need to just focus on one thing, which is the telomere length and indirectly the telomerase. And if we are able to keep our telomere length stable, and even re-lengthen it, then we will be able to keep ourselves from getting prematurely aging and also keep at bay all the age-related diseases. So we are talking about Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson, cancer, heart disease, you name it. These are all age-related diseases. You don't see a young, strong, healthy man or woman having Parkinson or cancer even, right? Seldom. I mean, we do sometimes see, right? But it's very seldom. So all these are directly related to immune system, to aging, and to shortening of telomere length. So if we can find ways to really keep telomere length from shortening, and we have a number of ways, from supplementation with these specialized supplements that I mentioned, from astragalus to ECGC, which is a green tea extract, glutathione, and also ways to keep ourselves from getting too stressed out. Right? A certain amount of stress is good, but if we are able to manage our stress well, connect with nature, even spiritually, have good relationship, these are all ways to really keep our telomere at a very optimum length, healthy length, and keep it from shortening prematurely.